we're back, guys. I think, okay. Listen.
Episode 6, part 4, and we believe this will be the last one for the day. Partly just because the wind is pretty crazy. I mean, the weather's otherwise good,
It's beautiful up
It's
here.
beautiful, but it's really crazy.
Well, at the end of this, I'll pan around and give you the whole view of Austin, Texas.
Well, the east side, yeah, or
north
central, yeah.
We're a few miles up from downtown.
So the final segment, we're going to take a stab at the latest situation with the Supreme Court, and specifically the question that appears to be on the horizon of what happens when Trump finally defies a Supreme Court ruling, which it looks like he is currently doing based on what happened Friday. We'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah, so if you want me to,
go ahead.
So basically, this goes back to that whole thing with the deportations of these so-called criminals, which they're not giving due process. And now let me get into that for real quick. When there's no due process for people that they allege are not citizens, and that's, I think, what their argument is, well, if you're not a citizen, you don't deserve due process. Well, here's the catch-22. Literally, if I can't prove that I'm a citizen, what's going to stop you from
nobody has due process.
Then nobody has due process. That's like the thing is like, if you say you're crazy, you're not wanting to kill somebody or get killed, well, you're not crazy, so we can't kick you out of the army for being crazy, because it's sane to want to be crazy. Like this is the whole thing. It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Like, no, they could just read your freaking, watch this video of me and Al saying we don't like these guys. Hey, you're not a citizen. We're deporting you. Well, let me prove that I am. No, you're not a citizen. So you have no due process. So that means nobody has due process. So anyways, right off the bat, the whole thing's fucking ridiculous. And they could push it that far, Right now, it's minorities
or people entering or leaving the country.
Yes, and so far they've gotten some Hispanic gentlemen, mostly from Central America, and then some people from the Middle East. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, and they've gotten some white women like from Canada and stuff.
But that was border stuff.
That was border stuff. But generally speaking, if you're not leaving or entering and you look like us, then you're quote unquote safe at the moment. Mostly.
Right. Wait till this starts to get, like I said.
Yeah.
Wait till it starts to get to where it becomes just political.
It already has to an extent. They are stopping people, saying you have to turn over your phone if they see something on your phone. But again, they're doing that at airports. They're doing that at ports of entry and stuff. Again, if you're not going at those places, then
you're relatively safe at this point.
Relatively.
But like I said, it has extended politically, though, because the one woman that they did, take and deport, it was because of something she had said on her social media or something.
Yeah.
Or a paper she had written or something.
Oh, that's right.
So, but they're targeting, people that are easy targets at this point. The next will be trans or something, and then they'll move to the average Joe who's just a political dissenter who's a white. The last guys they're going to go after is a white dude, but eventually it'll come to us, and, But the whole discussion is, on Friday, the Supreme Court unanimously said, bring this guy back from El Salvador that you mistakenly deported.
That you admitted that you had mistakenly deported.
He's not a criminal. He's not a member of gang. He actually came here trying to escape gangs. And that was part of his asylum-seeking measures. He's married. He's got all his shit together. And, they just booted him out, sent him to a prison that brags about how nobody's ever... escaped and no one's ever been released, and who knows if the guy's still alive. And that might be part of the problem, that they don't want to bring him back because they don't want to admit he's dead.
Right.
But the question now becomes, now that the Supreme Court has given this this verdict, is Trump going to listen? Well, it's Sunday. What's he going to do?
I haven't heard him say anything over the past day or two.
I haven't heard a peep about it in probably the last 24 hours. I've been kind of doing other things, but I don't know.
I don't know, but I do know that I follow enough people who, if he had said anything, it would be popping into my feed.
Me too. So my guess is he's not saying anything. My guess is this. I don't think he's going to back off. He's going to say, no, we're not doing it. We can't. He's going to make excuse after excuse why he can't, and try to twist this in his Orwellian manner that he does everything else. And we'll see how far it goes. We'll see what happens from there. But my estimation is he's not going to comply, because this is his testing ground right here. He's been bringing it up, he's playing chicken, and things are getting really close to catastrophe, but we'll see. What do you think?
No, I think you're absolutely right. It was a question of when it was going to happen, not if, and it looks like it's finally happening. The only good thing about it at this point is that the Supreme Court, at this point, it looks like they, again, unanimously, which is a good thing, ruled the way they should have, for lack of a better way to put it. Because they've kind of been back and forth with their support for Trump on some of these issues. And so it's a relief that they did what they were supposed to. Let's see what happens when he goes head to head with them.
Right. And I think that, like I said, this is him seeing how far he can go. And if he gets away with this, look out. Look out. Because if they don't stop him on this somehow, I don't know how they're going to or what they can do. I do have.
But if he gets away with it, is what you're saying, yeah.
What this man is going to now have the idea in his head that he can do anything he wants. I mean, anything. And that opens the doors to a lot of stuff that is going to be extremely dangerous. But this all goes back to how long is this man going to, tyrants don't last long, even in the 1930s. But recently, how long is this going
What's scary about that, though, is part of what he's doing is changing the structure of government. He's changing the laws about what a president can do.
Understood.
Right.
At what point does the military get involved, and then they say no? At what point does somebody just take it upon themselves to take action? At what point does another foreign entity say enough is enough and do something about it? So, yeah.
But my point is that he's changed things in a way that makes it easier for the next guy to do even worse shit without...
But if something tragic happens to him like that, it would make it... people would second guess trying to do it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on which is worse, Trump or Vance. And I think the question is really how much support would Vance get if Trump were to disappear tomorrow?
Right. Look, that all comes, there's so many factors involved that some people say, well, if you cut off the head, that's the end of it. And some people say, well, no, because, it's the MAGA ideals that are pushing.
Well, the problem is, I can see both sides enough to go, I don't know until it happens.
Exactly. And I think that, look, this is the last dying ditch effort of the white male supremacy globally. And, this could be the dying breaths of this shit. And I think when this is over, that's it. Now, what other shit comes about that makes it either even worse or is it better? I don't know. But I think this is the end of this empire.
They're going to try and take everybody down with them that they can, though. That's the problem.
This is a dog in a corner, a little chihuahua going fucking ape shit.
Yep.
But they're not going to win.
In the long run.
In the long run. But they're not going to go down without a fight.
Right. And the long run's going to be a little bit longer than most of us would like.
Exactly. Does they try to take down everybody with them?
Yeah.
Is the question. And like we said, you take off the head. Is that the end of it? Well, no. There's still, but I think there's nobody can replace Trump right now. I mean, yes, you can put in. Yes, there's always going to be the desire to go this way, but I don't think he has nearly the dysfunction and the charisma of a Trump. Like, for some reason,
for whatever reason, neither
he is
you or
so
I.
Sick and twisted that he does not flinch ever. He never backs down. He never admits to a lie. He never says he's wrong. But if you look at Musk, you can see him hemming and hawing in something.
Oh, he twitches left and right when you put crosshairs on him. It's funny.
Something is going on in that man where he's going to crumble first. If this doesn't happen in any other way, just internally, you can already see it happening in him. And I think the same thing would happen with Vance, because these people are not as psychotic. They're not as terminally mentally ill as Trump is, who is seriously off the charts and pathological and malignant narcissism.
Yeah.
Mussolini heights, Hitler heights, mustache man. I don't know.
Somebody had a good point that if you keep in mind the fact that Trump is a rapist.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing to the country right now. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
like if you look at the verbiage
all
that he
abuse.
uses and the anger and the everything else. I mean, that's the way he deals with other people. It's
Well, that's why I said with the terrorists.
Yeah.
It's cruelty.
yeah,
He doesn't care. It has nothing to do with anything.
it's a power play. That's
It's
it.
a power. It's ego. It's
But he doesn't even care if he wins. It's simply a knee-jerk power play.
yeah. It's just it's pathetic. But yeah, here we are. I don't know. Do you got anything you want to wrap it up with personally?
I think that just about does it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been thinking about all this shit all week, of course.
Going to any
But,
concerts?
yeah, in fact, I mentioned that this coming Saturday, the band is the Birthday Massacre.
Yeah.
They're from Canada. They're kind of a dark gothic with ethereal female vocals kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we actually originally had tickets just at the start of COVID. It got canceled then. We didn't manage to see him again until now. It looks like we're going to see him. So, yeah, looking forward to that. You got stuff going? Well,
Yeah.
we know some of the stuff you got going.
Yeah, I
but
saw
talk about it.
Paul
Sure.
Simon yesterday.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've seen him. Probably the last. I don't think he's going to be coming around again. But damn, man, he's an American poet. Just beyond the incredible musicianship, it was a wonderful concert. It was beautiful. And then, actually, the following Tuesday, I'm going to see just for shits and giggles and fun and dance. Charlie XCX. He's from
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's just dance, fun music. I'm taking a friend of mine. Should be a good time. And then the week after that, I'm seeing. Oh, and then the next night, I'm going with Joanne to Kraftwerk, which should be really interesting. They're doing a multimedia show. Yeah, those guys are getting up there too. They got to be like Paul Simon age, or somewhere near there.
A little bit younger, maybe, but not
Maybe
a lot.
years.
Yeah.
And then that should be really good. That's at Bass Concert Hall once again.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm seeing Ministry with Nitzer Ebb and that other band.
D Kroops or Die Kroops, or however you pronounce it. Yeah.
Um,
And if it's not sold out, I might be there with you. I don't know. I haven't talked to Rosie about that one.
right. Well, yeah, so I'm going to go see that. I don't have anybody to go with yet, so maybe you'll go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And we're going to go see Billy Idol around about that same time.
Right.
That should be good.
Yeah. I haven't asked anybody for the Ministry one yet. But yeah, if you're hard up for a ticket and I haven't.
Oh,
asked-
and I think he just recently performed here in Austin, but Jesse Wells.
yeah, he's coming in a week or two.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
sold out, and I was looking
Oh.
at the prices, and I was like,
Yeah.
I've got 2 concerts already that week, and I'm like, I'm getting
Yeah.
old. I don't know if I could do 3. and stand,
Well-
and it's at Antone's too, so I got to stand all day.
Right,
Unless I
right.
go early. I might be able to go see
It'd be a good place to see him, though. I mean,
It would be a wonderful
nice and
place.
intimate, is what I mean.
Right. But once again, when you're talking 150 a pop,
And
for a
he's
ticket-
like almost like the modern day Bob Dylan or something. I mean, I can't think about.
Well,
I mean, that's a
he's
bit of
fun.
it. He's fun. He's fun.
He's fun.
Yeah.
His lyrics are awesome. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. And he can play guitar, and he's fun. Yeah.
I might be giving him a little too much credit, but
he's got a shtick going right
he's
now.
definitely got a shtick.
But yeah, it's definitely worth see if you can make it, if you can swing it. I just couldn't. Like I said, I couldn't justify it with all the expenses I've had with concerts. All the concerts I'm doing right in a freaking row. So, but man, maybe I'll look at the tickets the day before. If
Yeah.
the prices went down, maybe I'll pop in. I don't know, man, because I would love to see him. I love that shit. It's good stuff. If you don't know him, he does this political stuff. It's nice. It's good stuff. Yeah, other than that, let me just, I'll give you a little tour of the... Okay. I'll stitch these together. So this is the tour. It looks like I somehow hit the button or something and it went off. But we're getting, that was view up at the north, going north. And this is looking west. Out west in the hill country. You can see out there. And then we got our little stores and shops, and Burnett's got all kinds of nice, cool stuff going on. And then we'll zoom in on the city for you. Here's your downtown area. And then all downtown. There you go. Yeah, Austin, Texas, folks. Hope you dig it. Until next time, peace out.